related to something called as Mamta card. Okay, these are related to something called as Mamta card or the MCP card. So I'm giving you certain questions and think about it and comment in the options given below and whether you know about these topics, these things or not. And in the upcoming sessions, I'm going to take these topics one by one in detail. So the first question, what is a Mamta card? Do you know about this? The other name for Mamta card is MCP card. Okay, what is MCP card? MCP card is a mother and child protection card. All right, so this is question number 1. Then the next question is documents required for registering a pregnant female. So for registration of pregnant female, that is her first ENC visit, at time of her first ENC visit. So identification and registration. So at that time, what all documents are needed? Then question number 3, vaccination given to a pregnant female. All right. And if they are given, then when are they given? Right. Question number 4 is what are the benefits of these vaccination given to a pregnant female? Right. Then ideal number of antenatal visits as per WHO and as per Government of India. Are they same? Are they different? If they are different, how so? Then very important PSMA aspect, which scheme of government provides what benefits to female and child both. Okay, separately and both as well. Okay, what happens at ANC checkups? So what do we do at these ANC checkups? Then high risk pregnancy identification. What are the warning signs during pregnancy? Okay, this thing is a different. Just give me a second. So yeah. So how to identify a high risk? So how do you identify high risk pregnancies? What are high risk pregnancies? Okay, what are high risk pregnancies, identification of them? Then what are the warning signs during pregnancy for which the female should be alert and even her family members should be alert about this? Okay, and they should visit the hospital immediately. So what are those warning signs? All these questions are the ones for which we are going to do a detailed discussion in the upcoming videos. But I want you to comment in the comment section and tell me how many answers do you know, in which questions do you have problem in. What comes under PNC care? What is PNC? PNC is postnatal care. Postnatal care, all right, of mother and the newborn child. What are the do's and don'ts of newborn child? Then what are the congenital anomalies? Very important. Congenital anomalies of newborn. Then the next question is milestones and warning signs in growth of a child. Then what next? The family planning methods. There should be a gap of at least 2 to 3 years between the next pregnancy and the first pregnancy. All right. Then growth charts, vaccinations. Okay, number of diseases a child gets prevented. So this is vaccination of a child. Earlier we talked about vaccination of pregnant female. All right. So this is vaccination of child that we are talking about here, and the number of diseases a child gets prevented from after getting vaccinated. So these questions will be answered in the upcoming slide. So today we are going to study about something called as Mother and Child Protection Card. So this is the card that gets printed at our facility in Rajasthan. This is also known as Mamta card, okay, or the MCP card. So look, these are the pages that are there in this card. Okay, this card has lots of details from a female getting pregnant, what all are her antenatal checkups she needs to come on to, about her iron folic acid tablets, about her PT injections during the pregnancy, like you can see here. This is all about her antenatal checkups, folic acid tablets, what all she needs to eat, how many hours she needs to take rest, and all of those things. What all investigations does the female need to go through during her pregnancies, all these things, any risk factors. This first page is a basic registration page, okay, like about her name, husband's name, her ration card, her Aadhaar card, her bank details, when the baby is born, baby's name, and everything, like, okay. So all these details are filled up by either the ANM or the nursing officer. Okay, these have the responsibility of filling all these forms. Then you have all these investigations that are needed to be done. Right. Then these are the danger signs showing that the female or her husband or her family needs to take care of her. Then these are all the things related to institutional deliveries that are required. All right. And again, during pregnancy, what all things need to be taken care of. All the records are maintained. And when the baby is born, what all things, see, for day 1, day 3, day 7, day 14, entire monitoring is done. Okay, till day 42. See. All right. Other than this, then as you can see on this page, right, so they've given about the newborn, what all things we need to take care of the newborn in these 42 days. Okay, so these are the things we need to do, and these are the danger signs. Then what's next? After 6 weeks, what all things we need to take care of. So these are monthly, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, and 15 months, all these things. Okay, and these are the congenital anomalies with which a child is born. To prevent these kind of congenital anomalies, we need to check the female routinely, minimum of 4 to 5 times during her pregnancy, as per the guidelines in India. But the WHO says minimum of 8 visits should be there. If there's any danger sign or any kind of abnormality during her pregnancy, she might need to come for some special visits as well. Then see about diarrhea prevention and diarrhea treatment it's given, which is very common in children. All right, then there is about pneumonia prevention and warning signs. So then these are the pages that from birth till 6 months, what all things we need to do, how much feeding we need to give them from 6 months to 2 years, what all additional feeds we need to give to the child. And now these are the milestones which tell us whether our baby is growing normally or not, and also these show the warning signs which must not be there in our child. So these are from 2 to 3 months, 3 months, and see 4 to 6 months, at 6 months. So all these are given here. Okay, then after that, this is the page for family planning, right? So all these provisions of family planning are given here. Then as you can see, this is anemia prevention phase, iron, folic acid. And these are the growth charts for female. Okay, so in this there is age versus weight of the child, and this is for male, age versus weight of the child. Then this one is about height. This is about height chart. Okay, height versus weight of the child. Then this is vaccination pages. The records are maintained here. So all the vaccination records are here. All right. So then see, this is 16 years. Till 16 years, we need to follow the vaccination protocols. So this is all we will read in detail. And okay, so let's begin. All right, so this is a mother and child protection card. Okay, mother and child protection card, shortly known as MCP card or a Mamta card. This comes under Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, and Ministry of Women and Child Development. Okay, so Ministry of Health and Family Welfare and Ministry of Women and Child Development. This is under National Health Mission, Government of India. So as you can see, the logo of it is a father's picture, mother's picture, and a child's picture. All right. So the first and foremost and the most important thing of this card at the beginning is to identify a high-risk pregnancy. Okay, it is very crucial to identify this because a high-risk pregnancy straight away goes for LSCs, and the management for it is extremely important. We cannot be careless with the high-risk pregnancy identification. All right. So moving on to the next, so this is the first page. All right, this as you can see, this is the first page, and what we are seeing here are 3 or 4 headers. So these headers are family identification, then we have pregnancy records, then we have birth records, and then we have institutional identification. All right, so these are the 4 or 5 headers. Then the first and foremost is family identification. In this, what are the data that needs to be filled? So there's mother's name and age, father's name, then there's address, then there's mother's mobile number, father's mobile number, then there's an ID that you need to generate here and write here, that is MCTS or RCH ID. So this is mother and child tracking system, and RCCH is reproductive health. Reproductive and child health. All right. Okay. So then we have the most important thing, the bank details. All right. The bank details of whom? Of mother. All right. Then moving on to the next pregnancy record. So this is a usual thing. Okay. There's nothing much. We need to take the LMP, that is last menstrual period. Then we need to calculate the EDT and write here. Then what we need to do is we need to know about her previous pregnancy. So we have gravida, para, life, and abortions. All right. So these are details we need to fill in. Then we need to fill in the place where the last delivery was conducted and where was the current delivery conducted. So this is about the mother. Then about the child. Is, so obviously this will be filled only after the child's birth. Okay, so this is filled after birth of child. Okay, so the child's name, the child's date of birth, and the child's weight at time of birth, whether it is a male or female, and the birth registration number. All right, then there is MCTS RCH ID again. Okay, this is of child. Then we have what we call as institutional identification. So here we put in the Anganwadi workers number. Then we have the block gram or board information. Then we put in the name of Asha ANM, also the SHC clinic, the PHCs. Okay, so then this is the first referral unit or hospital. Its contact number. Then we have what we call as AWC registration number. All right, that is Anganwadi center registration number and date, and sub center registration number and date. Oops. Okay, then if we refer the patient, either mother or the child, so where have we referred them to? Then here is the Aadhaar is filled of child and the mother. Then this is the ambulance toll-free number, like 104 or 108, right? So these are numbers. Earlier it was 104, now it is 108, which takes the mother to the hospital. All right, now moving on to the next page. This is a very important, very crucial page. So what we're going to do is all the regular checkups, and in those regular checkups also the most essential ones. Okay, regular checkup is essential during pregnancy. So these are recorded. So as per the guidelines of WHO says that a minimum of 8 checkups should be done. Government of India says minimum 4. Okay. So these are the number of times minimum a female should visit the hospital and get herself regularly checked up. So first we see the image here, the changes that a female goes through from first month of her pregnancy till the 9th month of pregnancy. Like you see nausea and vomiting coming in the 2nd and 3rd month. Then you see the growth of the womb in the coming up months. All right. So now what happens when a female with missed periods, all right, female with missed periods comes to hospital, we get her UPT done. If the UPT is positive, then we register that female. In ANC. Okay, so this is the registration of ANC after the UPT comes positive. Now registration should mandatorily be in first 3 months. Okay, if So why are the columns over here shown? Mandatory is first 3 months. If she doesn't come in first 3 months, then obviously we need to fill in it in the month in which she was diagnosed with it. Okay. So but the government says, and the government has made excuse me. But the government is saying and trying and making a lot of effort that a female makes herself register as ANC. Her pregnancy is identified within first 3 months. Why this is important? Why so much of effort is made for a female to get herself registered in first 3 months of pregnancy? Why? Because first 3 months is when there is child's maximum growth, especially brain, occurs. All right. So this is the reason why these first 3 months is important to identify them, and after identification, what is to be done? I'll tell you about that in subsequent slides. So once we have identified her pregnancy, we have registered her in ANC. Now, this is her first visit when she got registered. Subsequently, she needs to have minimum of 3 more. So this was first, and 3 more she needs to visit for her clinical checkup. So what do we do in clinical checkups? We do her PA also. We do her PV. Okay, PV is not shown in this image. In this image, what she's doing is PA. All right. Then what else we need to do? So we check her blood pressures, we take her blood samples for blood investigations, we take her urine sample for investigations. All right. Then what we do is we measure her weight. Okay. So for already a normal weight female, she needs to gain a 10 to 12 kg weight in her entire pregnancy, of which a minimum of 1 kg weight gain should mandatorily be there within 6 months of her pregnancy. Okay. Now, see, this is a general thing in a sense. This is a thing for a normal weight female. What if the female is underweight, or what if she is overweight? In that case, consult a doctor. They will guide you onto how much weight gain she needs. Okay. If you want to know that from me, comment below in my comment section, and I will make a detailed video about how much weight gain a female should have during her pregnancy as per her weight and BMI, and also in which month how much should be gained. So that I will only post if you comment on my video. Moving on to the next one. Okay guys, so before we move forward, kindly quickly like, share and comment on my channel, and please subscribe my channel. Also share this with your friends, because these are very informative videos that I have made with a lot of effort. A lot of hard work has been put into it. So kindly like it, and whatever your doubts are, please comment in the comment section below. Now moving forward to is TT injections. So earlier they were TT injections, but now latest update is that we give her TT injection, 2 injections in her pregnancy. Now there is criteria here. What's that criteria? First pregnancy, 2 injections 1 month apart. In her first pregnancy, she'll get her 2 injections 1 month apart. But if her next pregnancy is within 3 years, she'll only get 1 injection. All right. If her pregnancy is more than 3 years apart, then she will again get 2 shots of her TT injection. So this is not TT anymore. This is TT. That's the latest update. Okay. Now moving on to the next one. Okay. So nutritional supplements. So supplementary drugs that we give to a female. So these are folic acid tablets. Number 1. Number 2 is IFA tablets, and number 3 is calcium tablets. Now folic acid tablet. This is something which we need to give for 3 months prior to pregnancy and first 3 months of her pregnancy. So now many of you will say that how will we know when will we get pregnant, and how can we take it prior to pregnancy? So for that, because this is also a crucial step, we say go for family planning. Okay. Now, if you have got pregnant, so for first 3 months of pregnancy, you have to take folic acid tablets. It is very essential for the child's brain development. It is very essential for her neurosystem development. Okay. Now, coming on to iron tablets. So this is not only iron tablets. These are iron and folic acid tablets. These tablets are to be started from 4th month of pregnancy till 3 months after pregnancy as well. But very crucial is, even if you can't take it after pregnancy, at least from 4th month till the end of pregnancy. That is, you have 6 months. Okay. So first 3 months you have taken folic acid. The next 6 months you take iron and folic acid tablets. Same is for calcium also. Okay, so 1 tablet you need to take of iron and folic acid from 4th month till the date of your pregnancy. That is like 9th month. Okay, so that makes it to be around 180 tablets. This is also for calcium, but for calcium what we say is we need to take 2 tablets. Now, here's the question. Check before giving the tablets to female. What's the dose of calcium tablets that you have in your supply? Okay, so if the single tablet has a dose which is equivalent to 2 tablets, you give just 1 tablet. But if you have half the dose of tablet, then you have to give 2 tablets to the female. All right. Then the most important thing: never take iron and calcium tablets together. This, you must be very precautious about it. All right. Then, so this is something we have done. Now, one more thing which most of you miss out on is that After 3 months, that is in the 4th month, you must give a female 1 tablet of albendazole, 400 milligrams. All right, this is the dose, 400 milligrams. You must give 1 tablet to that female. So this also helps in killing the harmful bacteria that are there in her gut, which reduces the iron absorption. So after killing all those bacteria, the iron absorption from her gut increases, and hence helps her in building up more amount of blood. More amount of blood in a sense, more amount of iron absorption is there, and thereby the hemoglobins. All right. Now, during pregnancy, what all things are required by a pregnant female? So care during pregnancy. This is care during pregnancy. All right. So consume a variety of food. Okay, consume more food, around 1/4 times extra than the normal diet. 1/4 times extra food you need to consume. Then consume SNP from Anganwadi centers regularly. What are SNP? These are supplements. Okay, so these are supplementary diet that you need to take regularly. Then rinse the mouth after every meal, brush teeth at least twice a day. So this is again a most important thing. This helps in reduction of bacterial growth. Okay, so rinse your mouth after every meal, brush the teeth twice a day. And what else is needed? Take 2 hours of rest during day and take 8 hours of rest during night. So sleep for 2 hours during day and 8 hours during night. It is a must. It is a must, very essential. Then use only adequately iodized namak. All right, iodized namak. This is iodized salt. This is for the this helps for the better growth and development of child's brain, and yeah, so this is important for that. All right, now moving on to the next one is antenatal care. Okay, this is antenatal care. Then obstetric complications in previous pregnancies is what we need to mark over here. So for previous pregnancy, was there any APH? That is antepartum hemorrhage. All right, any kind of anemia. All right, was there an LSCS? Was there eclampsia, obstructive labor, congenital anomalies of baby? So regarding the congenital anomalies of baby, we will be doing it in subsequent sessions. Okay. Then about PIH, pregnancy-induced hypertension, then PPH, postpartum hemorrhage, and others. Okay. Then, so others could be like diabetes. Okay. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and so it could be like diabetes. It could be like infections. All right, these kind of things. Now, other than that, past history like tuberculosis. So this is diabetes, then asthma, hypertension, heart disease, others. All right. Then now we need to examine for her hearts, for her lungs, for her breast. Okay. Now these are antenatal visits. As I said, minimum government says 4 visits. 5 is for any kind of special visit. So this is under PMSMA. What is PMSMA? Pradhan Mantri Surakshit Matritva Abhiyan. Okay. Now, so dates are to be given. So first time female comes, early identification of pregnancy by ANM, Asha or Anganwadi Karyakarta. Okay, so we enter that date over here of first registration. That's where we register the female for the first time. Then we ask if she has any complaints. Then we take the POG. What's POG? POG is period of gestation. Okay, POG is period of gestation that's need to be recorded in weeks. Then we take the weight, pulse rate, blood pressure. We look for pallor, edema, jaundice. These all things we do in the subsequent ones as well. Okay, and we need to take her date. So if we have asked her for the first registration she comes, then for the next time we give her the date that of this date she needs to come. All right. Now antenatal. Now once we have done the antenatal visits, now we do for abdominal examination. That is pregnant. Okay. So we take the fundal height in weeks or centimeter. Then we look for the lie or presentation. Then we look for the fetal movements. All right. Then we look for the. So this column is like mysteries. Okay. This needs to be here. Then we look for fetal heart rate per minute. So this is interchanged actually. All this needs to be over here, whether the fetal movements are normal or not. Okay, and here we have to write the fetal heart rate, and how much heart rate have we calculated by hearing from this stethoscope. All right, now moving on to the next. We do PV. PV we must do. Okay, unless we know there is that low-lying placenta, don't do PV in that. Rest of all cases you need to do PV. All right, now essential investigations. So these are essential. There could be a requirement of additional as well as per the mother's status of pregnancy. If she has any complication, we need to do much more than these investigations. But these are the bare minimum which every female must get herself checked for. So which is what? Hemoglobin, all right, urine albumin, then there's urine sugar, UPT of course, and that comes under first visit itself. Then HIV screening, then syphilis, then obviously ultrasound, and then there is gestational diabetes mellitus. One more important investigation that is missed here, which is HbAgs. Okay, it's not given here; it's given below. All right. So blood grouping and RH typing and its date. This is very important, very important. In fact, I believe these 3 should also come under the essential one. Why so? Because if a female has high blood sugar level, she comes under high risk pregnancy, and we must identify her on time. In fact, any of these 3, like thyroid levels are abnormal, HbA1c positivity, all these make her a high risk pregnancy, and we must need to identify them. So although the government has given it to be optional, but if you can afford, if your facility is giving you these, in fact, the government has made these 2 free also. They are no more optional; they are free. But at some centers, thyroid investigations are not there. So these, if you have any symptoms, your doctor might recommend you to get your thyroid levels checked. Okay. So moving on to the next one. So this is if you have anyone in your family sees any of these danger signs, take the pregnant female to the hospital immediately. So this is this one. Okay. Now I forgot to tell you about the above, right? This. What is this saying? This is saying that participate in monthly fixed village mother and child and nutrition day. So what is that day? This is 9th of every month. 9th of every month, every female must be taken to her nearby village hospital, whichever is the closest government hospital, and get herself checked. Please, females, do go and get yourself checked for this one. Okay, and I would like to request all the ASHA and workers or Anganwadi workers and doctors and other nursing staff as well to counsel the female and to ensure that the female gets herself checked on these dates. Minimum. This is the bare minimum thing which we are doing. All right. Now, yes, so I was talking about this. If any family members sees any kind of danger signs as shown below, please take the female immediately to the hospital. So one of the thing is, as we can see in this as well, that the female is having bleeding. Okay, so bleeding during pregnancy, excessive bleeding during pregnancy, then severe anemia with or without breathlessness. So how do we see? So what do we do is we retract the eyelid hair and this white part. Okay, so this if the redness of this area, if the redness of this area is decreasing, then what does this mean? This means that the female is pale, pallor present. What does the pallor present indicates? That she is having low hemoglobin, all right, which is a danger sign. So, and so this is so much so low, or she's having breathlessness. Please take her to the nearby doctor and please take the immediate or necessary treatment, whichever is required. This is the most essential point. Then moving forward to the next one. In this, high fever. High fever during pregnancy or within 1 month of delivery is a danger sign. Please take her to the hospital and get herself checked. Then what about this one? So this is saying headache, blurring of vision, fits or swelling all over body. So if you see female is having headache, blurring of vision, she's having fits or swelling all over her body, please go to a nearby doctor and get yourself checked. Then what do we see in this? In this, busting of water bag. So during pregnancy, if there is busting of water bag and without labor pain, immediately take the female to the hospital. Then what else? Labor pains more than 12 hours. Please don't keep her at your home. She's having labor pains for more than 12 hours. Take her to, in fact, as soon as the labor pains start, you must take her to the hospital. It's not wise to keep her at home. Okay, you must not wait for 12 hours to pass and then you'll take her to the hospital. No, take her immediately. All right, what's next? So ensure institutional delivery. This is a mandatory thing that everyone should do. So how do we ensure that? So we contact our ASHA, ANM or Anganwadi worker. All right, we register under JSY. What is JSY? JSY is Janani Suraksha Yojana. So we register ourselves in that. This is the Janani Suraksha Yojana. All right. Then we obtain benefits from JSY. Identify hospital in advance. So you must be mentally prepared that in which hospital you want to get yourself delivered into. All right. So that you don't have any panicky situations later on. Then arrange for transportation in advance. Either you have your own vehicle or call for an ambulance. Ensure 48 hours stay at after delivery. This is a must. A lot of people are in a hurry to take female home early as soon as after delivery. No, you must keep her for 48 hours at least in the hospital. All right, moving on to the next one. So next is preparation in case of home delivery. In case like the baby, the female did not had any kind of pain, or if suddenly her baby comes out. So how do we handle such situation? So we must have clean hands. Ensure that wash your hands with soap and water and follow the Suman K principle of washing hands, right? You must have a clean surface, you must have clean surrounding, clean blade, clean thread to tie the cord. You must have clean set of clothes for the newborn. Ensure safe delivery by ANM. All right, ensure family care and support. Now, in case of emergency, arrange transport to hospital after the delivery. Now, once the baby is delivered, let's say things were not in our control and we had to take care of the baby and the cord and everything at home. Once the baby is delivered, take an ambulance and go to hospital, get yourself admitted for 48 hours in the hospital. And after delivery, initiate breastfeeding within 1 hour of the birth. So, and if we have ensured this thing that within 1 hour of birth, she is breastfeeding her baby, then tick mark as yes. If no, then tick mark as no. Family planning counseling should be given to her. This is also again the most important thing because there's something called PPI-OCD, right? So she should be counseled for all those things. Now, next, ensure early and exclusive breastfeeding for 0 to 6 months. This is something a doctor will tell you, a nurse will tell you, but it is something which is a duty of an ANM, ASHA, or Anganwadi worker to motivate every female to do this and ensure that every relative of hers ensures that you cannot give the child water, you cannot give the child honey, you cannot give the child Janam Gutpi. Okay, no such thing till 6 months of pregnancy. Now what we have now is a postnatal care. So this is something I will teach you in the upcoming sessions. Right now I have taught you till here. If you have any kind of questions till now, please feel free to comment and ask me. I will reply you back with a video to answer all your queries. Okay. Thank you guys for your patience. If you like this video, kindly hit the like button. Also share it with your friends and subscribe. Comment below if you want more such videos. Bye bye.